So now we're going to do the segmental pressures, and on lower we're just going to do the arm and the ankle, but normally you would do a pressure at the high thigh, low thigh, calf, and then the two at the ankle. One using dorsalis pedis, one using posterior tibial. But we're just going to do dorsalis pedis and posterior tibial at the ankle, and then one brachial. Now to get out of there, from the VPRs, you just hit escape until you go back to your test page, and then you can go down to segmental pressures here and hit enter. It starts with the brachial here, and we're going to put a little bit of a gel by the brachial here. Now you can listen either there or you can listen down here, because maybe the patient has a bandage or something there, you never know. So you can listen here at the brachial artery, or you can listen down here, but the area that you're actually measuring the pressure is where the cuff is. You're not measuring it down here. So anywhere distally you can listen, but where the pressure is being taken is where the cuff is where the measurement is being taken. Anywhere distally you can listen to, it's going to give you the same number. It doesn't matter what vessel you use, okay? And we're going to use her brachial here. And then we're going to hit mute to turn the sound back on. Then what we're going to do is we're going to inflate it, and then when we don't hear the sound anymore, we're going to inflate it for about 20 or so millimeters extra above that, because we want to make sure it's definitely occluded, okay? The other thing you want to make sure is that when you're blowing up the cuff is that the vessel doesn't move as it's getting squeezed, because you don't want to slide off the vessel and you don't want the vessel to move either. So you just have to kind of listen, and you can tell when you slide off it versus when it's occluded, okay? Because when you slide off it, it kind of gets fainter, but you can still hear it, and then it's gone. When it occludes, you can hear it start to slow down and occlude. So use your ears a lot, and then just be aware of when you blow these up, the arteries can move. Probably more so when you're really close to the cuff, like if I were up higher to the cuff here, it tend to move the vessel more, or down by the ankle. When you're doing your posterior tibial and dorsalis pedis, just make sure you don't move off the vessel when you blow up the cuff. So we're going to inflate this, turn our sound back on, and I'm going to blow it up once I get a good signal here. And I'm going to blow it up until I don't hear it anymore. So I'm going to inflate. Okay. And then I'm going to listen, and once I hear it, I'm going to watch on the screen at the pressure and where the little blip comes back on the tracing. Okay, I heard it come back right about here. So what I can do now is use my arrows, and I can arrow back on the keyboard, or I can arrow back using my arrows down here. So it came back at about 110, and now I just hit save, and it saves that pressure, okay? Then I'm going to move to my high thigh, and I would take my pressure there, using one of the vessels down in the foot. Again, using one of my vessels in the foot, and I would do my high thigh, my low thigh, and my calf. When I got to my ankle, I would have to do one on posterior tibial and then one on the perineal. So from when I did my continuous wave Dopplers, I kind of know where it sounded best for posterior tibial. I'm going to kind of go back to that area, and you're going to use the same kind of technique till you hear the signal well, and then you're going to blow the cuff up until that vessel goes away. So we're going to pretend we did high thigh, low thigh, calf, and go to posterior tibial. Turn our sound back on. You can see I've got a good signal there, and then you can see down here how I'm angled and getting the image there. I mean the signal there. Okay? And so now I'm going to blow up the cuff, and you're going to see. Now that's occluded. We didn't fall off it. Now we're going to watch, and we're going to see where it comes back, and I'm going to get ready to hit freeze so that when I'm sure I've got it where it came back, then I'm going to freeze it so I can mark it. So I kind of heard it right at that first blip, so I'm going to just use my arrow here. Stop it on there and then hit save. Okay. So 139. Okay. And then over here you can see it gave us a 1.26 ankle brachial index. So 1 or higher is normal. Now I'm going to go down to my dorsalis pedis, mute it, have her turn her foot a little straight here, and I'm going to come out here. Normally, again, I would come over here, but her signal is a little better up here, so I'm going to just use it up here. Sounds beautiful, looks beautiful. The waveform doesn't really matter as much here as when you're doing your CW, but you want to hear it. And if it looks just as good for your segmentals, that's fine. But again, you're using more of the sound with the segmentals to listen when it comes back. But if you've got a good signal, it's going to help you because you're going to see the signal come back nicely. Okay. So again, we're going to inflate it here. You're going to see the signal disappear. We're going to stop. I knew 140 is when the other one came back, so I was going to go up to at least to 160 because that's about 20 above that one. Okay. Heard it come back just before that blip there. And then hit save. Okay. Hit leave. Oops. And that's basically how you do your segmental pressures.